Hello, everyone, and welcome to the finale of our Chew RPG miniseries. The title of this episode is "And a Bit of Spleen in the Hall." I just want to remind everyone, Chew is a comedy horror-ish TTRPG and based on and inspired by the comic of the same name. And as such, there are some additional content warnings for tonight's game, including depictions of addiction, criminal mischief, consumption of animal products, graphic depictions of of food, disordered eating, and, as confirmed, cannibalism. Before we jump into our introductions and our game, I want to thank Imagining Games for giving us the opportunity to play Chew. You can check it out. It has 7 days left on its Kickstarter, which you should go back. It looks really fun. The system is really easy to pick up and run with, and I'm very into how it plays. It's very smooth. And then, of course, big shout out to our sponsors, Elderwood Academy and Die Hard Dice. Make sure to check out the amazing TTRPG accessories that both have to offer. And you can use the code that is going to appear in chat at some point around me saying all of this to get free shipping on Elderwood Academy orders and also help them recognize that we are helping support them and get us more work with them in the future. Maybe some custom dice tomes or things like that. So before we go any further, I want to say that Bree sadly could not join us for the finale, but we have a perfect send-off for her character. So we wish her well and hope she is feeling better, but
Wait till that pops up.
we'll take a moment now to introduce our other two FDA agents, Elliot.
Hi, I'm Elliot. I am Chaos Them, also Chaos Elliot. And today I am playing for the last time in this series the mascot Delroy Hikaru. I'm excited.
Excellent. And of course, Prince.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, aka Doubles and Dice around the internet. I am going to be playing Paul Locker, the Wronged, and trying to escape this hellhole that is this house tonight.
And
not eat anything.
We'll see. And for those of you who've been watching the entire series, Bree Nerdette Designs over on Twitter was playing. Hold on. There we go. Gastona, the Lowlife. So, without any further ado, our two agents of the United States Food and Drug Administration's Special Crimes Unit are used to tough jobs. The bird flu made chicken illegal, and some people just couldn't handle that. And ever since, it's been your jobs through various means to stop the foul spread of foul. The FDA ramped up its operations and is now the leading law enforcement agency in the country, more powerful than the FBI and Homeland Security combined. But today, you three have spent the last few hours disoriented, confused, and trapped in the impressive mansion of one Aaron Park. Aaron is a well-dressed man who has been serving you delicious-smelling meals. You have realized that he was a food mogul whose business was ruined by your office after a series of egg plants were discovered to be serving real eggs, not imitation. And ever since, he has been terrorizing you, essentially, with strange powers and delicious food. And we begin tonight's session with the two of you in the dining room, sitting in your chairs, hopefully waiting for the cavalry to arrive. And shortly before we pick up, your host ushered Gastona from the room. And you have heard nothing since.
What did she do? Like, I thought he would take away you. No offense.
None taken. I'm a nice chunk of meat.
Nice chunk of meat. You're athletic, and he knows you made him drop the salad. Like, there is no doubt about that. He knows it's you. He saw your grin. Well, you made it obvious, so.
Well, I mean, half the house had to hear that laugh. I am pretty unique in that.
That is true. It is a unique laugh. It's a good laugh, though. Don't change it. People change their laughs, and I'm just like, why?
Now, my question is, considering what we've seen, we probably should go get her, maybe.
Yeah, I think she'd be upset if we didn't.
But what if we too late?
Well, there's only one way to find out. So we should probably go and do some investigating. We know the house at this point. I don't believe there's a spot we didn't check unless there's a basement.
We haven't seen a basement now.
You haven't. You haven't seen any entrances to a basement, and you didn't see any extra doors that you haven't really checked other than what were, like, obviously closets. What are you thinking?
Out of character question. We did check, like, literally everything, right? Or is there...
Yeah, you have now actually checked the entire house.
Okay.
Well, if we have it right, we said maybe we could. He's getting his powers from food, or that creepy injection stuff that we got that was gonna be dessert. But I don't think that's the case. I have a feeling we shoot him up with that, he gonna be dead.
Yeah, and we can't have that on our hands. That's...
I mean, we could at this point. I would not feel bad about it at all. I would sleep just as good tonight.
Yeah, true. I mean, he is doing... Oh, we can't... Can we prove him on illegal things? Like, the rules of cannibalism are very weird.
They are.
Because technically, it's not illegal unless you're eating yourself, and that's auto-cannibalism, and I still don't understand why that's a thing.
That's a whole thing.
Well, at the very least, we'd probably get him for some grave robbing.
Grave robbing, and he does have that. You know what? We can get him on even more murder. He has that room.
Wait, yeah, but we don't know for sure if he murdered them. We know that he feeding us them. You know what, though? It'd be hard to not investigate a bunch of dead bodies in somebody's house.
Sure.
Yeah, that's like a sign, and you said it stank?
Oh, it smelled like hot ass and intestines.
Love that. That sounds delicious, except not. So I don't want to go up there to check, but at the same time, I think
you really
we'd be
don't.
able to tell if there's fresh someone.
Well, let's go check the kitchen. Well, if he's in the kitchen, then I don't know if we want to go in there, but...
Well, open up the door. We can open up the door and try to hear, because if he's cooking and he's doing something loud in the kitchen, you can hear more times than none when somebody's cooking.
I just hope we don't come in there and he's got Gaston roasting like a Thanksgiving pig. Yeah.
Well, there's only one way to find out and only one way to get out.
This is uncomfortable, but yeah, you ain't wrong.
Well, the plus side is we know that there's help coming, and it'll be probably at least another hour, so...
That's thrilling.
Yeah.
We got Professor Murderboy throwing us around with his mind and making us eat people. And we just only have to wait an hour. Everything's going to be fine. We only have to wait
an hour. Someone's probably, taken away. Well, no, she is taken away. There's no probably on that.
There's no probably. Not for this one.
No.
Well, let's go check it out, I guess.
All right.
Ooh, woosah.
All right. So you're going to head over to the kitchen to see
what we can see.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're gonna head over to the kitchen. It's been a bit since he took Gaston away, And you're just gonna bust in. How are you approaching this? I guess.
I mean, I'd rather sneak in personally and try to see what I can see before I go, hey, fucker.
Yep.
So, personally, I think it would be smarter to sneak. But, you know, if Paul wants to go and bust in.
Do you go ahead and do your thing? That way, if you get in there and you sneak and then you get caught and distracted, I'll grab a frying pan and just bust him over the head.
Yeah. That's a pretty big head, but yeah, you could definitely do that.
I got pretty big arms.
That is true. He's probably is he using cast iron?
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, he wants to keep all the flavor in the pans, probably.
Of the human.
Oh, that sounds really bad now that I said it. Nope, don't like that.
Human juices in the pan.
Oh, you just made it worse.
Okay, so you're both gonna try to sneak into the kitchen and confront him.
Yeah.
Go for it. So I'm gonna Paul, you do get a bonus here, but I'm gonna need training rolls from guts rolls from both of you. Guts. Let's go with guts.
Please.
Let's go with guts.
I'm good with guts. That makes me feel good.
5.
I'm 5.
And I'll
yep. Also, I unintentionally am wearing a shirt that has a chicken on it.
Unintentionally, sure.
Oh my god.
I didn't even think about it.
You out of 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those are both successes at a cost.
I got a 5. Is 5 successes?
Only a success. Yep. Only a 6 is a solid success. So as you do sneak in, and as you're sneaking in, you see sitting on the counter a gorgeous looking roast with roasted potatoes and carrots and asparagus. It looks fantastic. And he has his back to you. He's messing with the oven.
I go over, whispered Paul, I'm like, is that the same roast from before, or is this new? Okay. You know, just checking.
How you want to do this?
I'm gonna go and, well, you said frying pan, but I mean, we could do that, or like find a knife or something.
I mean, that is a particularly violent way to take somebody out, but
I mean, it's a kitchen.
And as you're
there's 2 pans somewhere we can like sneak, but like, or I don't know. I'm just thinking knives.
As you're whispering, you see him carefully cut a small piece of roast, not from the roast itself. He had already sliced a piece off, and sample it. Delicious, a little chewy, not too bad.
That makes me uncomfortable, very uncomfortable.
We don't know where Gastona is either.
I am going to look around the kitchen and see if there's like some pepper around, something like granulated I can put into my hand.
Oh yeah, you see a ton of spices, flour, all sorts of stuff.
I just want to grab a handful of something.
Okay. You grab a big handful of sea salt.
Excellent. All right, look. I need you to go full on Splinter Cell here. I need you to find something and throw it in the corner so he can go look. You know, get the exclamation mark over his head or whatever.
Yeah. So I like pop up. Is there anything around I could just like silently like grab?
Oh yeah, totally. This is a well-stocked kitchen. There's tons of stuff around. There's ladles, forks, utensils that are out.
I'm gonna go for something heavy and loud.
Okay. There's a cutting board.
I will go grab that cutting board and yeet it over.
Okay. You yeet it over into the corner of the kitchen in the opposite direction that you're kind of crouched in behind the counter. and it clatters, and his head swivels, and he looks at it. But he doesn't move. It's like, well, now, the only thing that it would explain that, and he turns around and starts looking for you both.
Oh, I get the fuck out of there.
We do the kids movie, hide on the side of the door, just outside of it, sort of thing.
And just go like run back to the dining room. Like, I didn't do it.
Wasn't me.
And you scramble back.
I didn't leave. I'm not leaving to the dining room. No, I'm waiting out the door for him to come out.
Okay.
With a big old handful of salt.
Okay. And you see him. Delroy, do you still run down back to the dining room?
Yeah.
Okay. You scamper back down to the dining room, and Paul, you're waiting, and it takes a minute, but he does stick his head out into the hallway, looks the other direction, then turns and looks down towards the dining room.
As soon as he looks towards the side that I'm on, I just want to shove the salt directly into his face. Just all into his face.
Palm the salt into his face. Okay, I'm going to need a guts roll from you.
What's that? Wait, no, we're not eating him. Never mind.
I'm not seasoning him up for later. Oh my god. That's a 4.
Okay.
Actually, you know what I can do?
Yeah.
Because I did pick this up last time.
You did.
Double down.
Yep.
When I resort to trickery or underhanded methods to get my way, I can dig in after I've seen the result of my roll.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'll raise my appetite, and I'll do that.
Okay.
So I add a d6, and whatever that gets added to my roll.
Yep.
Yes. So that makes it a 7.
Oh, okay. Well, you very successfully palm just that handful of coarse ground sea salt into his face. He's shocked, and he stumbles back into the kitchen, the door swinging in between you two. And you hear him cursing.
I'm like, Delroy, come on! We got him!
I run. I go towards the direction. I just was like,
Okay.
I need the safety real quick.
Okay.
Be like, if anybody's getting murdered, it's not me at this moment.
So what's the plan?
All right.
Or
do you want to run?
Well, I'm trying to pin him down. I don't want him to go anywhere. I want to keep this salt in his face, cover up his wind so he can't see me or think straight, because I don't want him yeeting me across the room.
Then what I'm gonna do is run into the kitchen, grab a heavy pan, and then just smack him across the head with that.
Okay, I'm gonna need guts rolls from both of you, because I'm gonna need one for you to keep him down, and I'm gonna need one for you to hit him and not Paul.
Can I use a jawbreaker approach to this?
Here's the thing, though.
Yes.
When you go to try to hit him, Delroy, I'm like, no, this is my booking. This one's mine.
Okay.
I'm getting this arrest. Because I want to handle my condition of cocky, which means I have to refuse aid.
Okay, so before you roll, how many dice do you have for this? For your guts roll?
3.
You're going to take the second highest. So whatever the in-between number is, because you're at a disadvantage here. I'll explain why.
If it's been like my last rolls, then it'll probably be the same thing anyway. Oh, no. That's a 3.
That's a 3? Okay. So, you keep him down for a minute, and then once Delroy's grabbed the pan and is coming over to smack him, a nice big heavy cast iron frying pan, and you start arguing, that gives him the opportunity. And all of a sudden, both of you lift up and slam into the ceiling.
Refuse help.
Climbs to his feet. Walks over to the sink, rinses his eyes out, his face. Starts toweling himself off. That's a shame. I had such a lovely meal to serve you next.
Yeah, you're looking a little salty now, my friend.
Yes. Well, it would be such a shame to let your friend here go to waste.
What?
Excuse me?
And he walks over to the roast, carves off a piece, picks it up with his fingers, and looks up at you, Paul.
Oh, no. No, you didn't do that. You didn't do that gross shit, did you?
Oh, I don't
Where
know.
Gastona at?
What do you think?
What is wrong with you, man?
Messed up.
And the piece of roast floats up to you and hovers. It smells delicious. Which in it itself is wrong. If he's telling the truth, you know where it came from.
I wanted to be close friends, but not this close.
Okay. I think I'm good. I'm good.
So, you tell me. We have two options here. You can finish your meals and we can have a nice conversation. Or maybe you can join your friend.
Now, listen here, bro. I know what you tried to get me, and I'm saying this with my teeth gritted so nothing can go in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not actually opening my mouth. It's just you had some needles that you were gonna stick us with. That was the dessert.
I noticed that those were missing.
Yeah, I didn't think you needed them.
Oh, I don't need them at all. You might want them, though.
And that's for?
The antidote.
Antidote to what?
Well, you see, I may have lied a little bit.
Oh my Jesus ponies. You lied to me. I'm so surprised.
No, never.
You see
No, Mr. Paul.
the soup that you ate was an imitation chicken.
Ah, that was real. You motherfucker.
And that there were synthesized doses of the cure for the bird flu. Now, that isn't to say maybe you won't catch it. Maybe you will. Who's to say? Where are those syringes, by the way?
Them gone. I thought there was like some final destination shit. You know, you stick it in me and then that's the end for me.
You threw them out. Destroyed them.
Oh yeah, them gone.
Out of character. Didn't you only destroy one of them and left two?
I destroyed two of them, kept one.
Oh yeah, and Gastona had the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, perhaps we can play a little bit of a game of chance then.
Go on.
If you can get out and leave, you may have a chance to get to a hospital. And they can check you out, and maybe you'll be fine. Maybe you won't be. But you haven't had much luck in getting out yet, have you?
I mean, we could have. We just wanted to see what was in your house. We know where the exit is.
Do you?
We think we do.
I've been trying to just figure out what makes you tick. What is your problem?
Oh, I thought we covered that already. Like I said.
But I mean, I know that, but I mean, like, What's the purpose in all of this? Like, what are you getting out of it?
Why human?
Personal satisfaction. Why people?
Yeah. Why not just feed us a bunch of chicken if it was dangerous enough? If you wanted some sick experiment, why did it have to be people?
He leans back against the counter for a minute. There's a certain opportunity with people to sample different flavors. Everyone takes on flavors and characteristics of the food they eat and the places they've been. Everyone has a similar but unique flavor. I have also found that because of that, they all offer unique advantages. Think you may have noticed that yourself this evening, yes?
This is okay. Yep. I connected the dots, and you're feeding us probably your short staff.
Oh, not just.
And our friend.
I am the only one who has partaken of your friend so far.
What she tastes like?
What a fucked up question to ask.
No,
I'm
no,
not
just
gonna lie.
curious.
That's a lot.
What powers are we gonna get if we eat our friend? Just give it to us straight.
Oh, I don't know.
What powers?
I don't know.
But
We'd
you
have
just
to
eat
eat
her.
and find out.
Oh, that's no. Asshole.
You just putting that together?
I mean, no, but also, I don't know what else to do. But call them names.
So what the fuck are you using to keep us from being able to leave this place? You can just tell me. It'll be a secret between us.
As you say that, he raises his hand and you gently float back down to the ground on your feet.
That would be it. We can run, but he can keep pulling us back in.
But how far does this work? Like, you had to have some experiments to figure it out. You know, went on some full on like hunting expeditions and pulling trees out of the ground and all that jazz. You had to figure out what your power's extent was.
If you can get to the front gate, not the door, the gate, while I am still in the house, I will not be able to reach you.
All right, last question, creepy man. Who you eat to get your powers?
Oh, a variety of people. People like you. People like your friend.
I wish I didn't ask that question. That was dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, there's many more people before us. That's why everything probably tasted very good too, outside of whatever the fuck he did to it. Because he's had some time to practice eating other ones.
I'm not trying to be Paul like a gourmet souffle. That doesn't sound cool to me. You know, when they come and get you, I'ma just recommend they blow this whole fucking place up. Just all of it. Just tell everybody that your staff and all them peoples and us, we all gone. Just blow this whole motherfucker up. Cause it's gross. I don't want nobody to remember your ass.
Who says anyone is coming for me?
Oh, the hypothetical when.
You would have to escape, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we're just being ambitious.
So, like I said,
The power of positive thinking.
I'm willing to give you the opportunity to leave. Let's make this interesting.
Fine, whatever. What else do we have to lose? We're gonna die one way or another. Might as well die trying to leave.
I wonder how sturdy these walls are.
Quite. This is a well-made old building. I'll leave you to discuss your options. Yes. And he walks towards the door. You probably have about an hour, so think quickly, and I'll know when you made your decision. He walks out.
Don't like that. It's like he constantly steps up his creepy. Like he was at like a 7 before, then he went up to a 9, and then he was at like a fucking 15. I didn't even know that was on the scale.
I think if I'm dining with cannibals, I'd rather like dine with Hannibal Lecter because at least he's a little bit more charming and polite.
That is also a very disturbing comment to make, and I don't think I'm gonna ever forget this. This is gonna be some PTSD shit right here.
Oh, I think this whole night is PTSD shit. I'm just trying not to process it. Well, still,
Did you
I
know
think I'm
how
processing
good
it.
Gastona smelled when that shit was all up in my face? It took every bit of my will to not eat that.
Oh my god. I don't even want to know what he did. I don't want to know what he did. Don't want to know. Don't want to know. I don't know. That's, oh my god. It was good too, and I don't like knowing that was... Does it make it more fucked up that I was okay knowing it was someone else I didn't know versus someone I know?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
I had to test our boundaries of how we can get the fuck out, though.
yeah,
Because
I
he
think
doesn't
that's
know
the thing.
about Plan B.
What's Plan B again?
And I'm like signaling the copter. It's like trying to be like,
Oh yeah.
because I'm not trying to, because I pretty much was lying the whole time.
But
Being like, we're just being ambitious, when people come.
But what if he could? You know what? No. What?
Wait, I have my burner. Shit, I forgot this was on me. Do I have the number of the hot lady in my phone?
Yes. Director Kress, you do.
Yeah.
The hot lady.
I'm gonna text her. Hey, Kress. He's trying to... Gaston's gone. I'm sorry. He got her. How can you get here sooner?
This is the best, worst explanation I've ever seen.
Maybe be like, your loved one is dead. Help.
Yeah, he tried to make us eat her. Like
I'm not going into
leave
that.
Out no detail. He get the whole fucking thing.
She does not get the whole detail. All I'm saying is she's gone. We'll scar her later.
And you do get a response that says, it just says, ... We're moving as fast as we can.
I just like single text back prayer hands and just like shove it away.
Okay.
Well, they're moving as fast as they can, so we still probably have that hour to kill.
Let's
see.
He's gotta have some blind spots. I can't believe that he don't have no blind spots.
I know.
He let me shove salt in his face.
Yeah. Willingly. Almost.
So either he let that happen or he didn't know it was gonna happen.
I think he probably let it happen. He seems like a masochist.
And
don't like that either.
Can you both roll an instinct roll for me?
Yep.
What if you got a boner from me putting salt in his face? Ugh.
Yeah. Why'd you have to say that? What is what would an instinct roll be?
It's one of your attributes.
Oh, instinct, right. Sorry.
Right. Uh-oh.
I put 2 in that one, so
What'd you get, Paul? Okay.
I got a 4 and I got a 1. So 5?
No, 4. It's the highest die rolled. So that's a success at a cost. So you're thinking about it for a minute. And something starts to click. As delicious as all of the meals you ate were, you've eaten your fair share of food, and you've had your fair share of fast food. You know the flavor of salt. You don't think there was any salt in any of those meals. Pretty common spice to use, and now that you're thinking about it, they were good, but you know what? If they could have used anything, they could have used a pinch of salt. And you realize that while you're lost in thought thinking about that, you've absently reached down and you're playing with a piece of the roast. You're holding it in your hand.
You know, this could probably use some salt. No, I mean, like, think about it. All of the food we ate, like, it was good, but he added some like, it could have used salt. That soup, salt would have made it better. That pate, yeah, it was great, but salt would have sweetened the deal. I'm not thinking that as human. Please don't put that into my head. But think about it. And I just, like, dangle the piece, like, this could probably use salt if we ate it, and I just throw it.
So what are you thinking? Like that's his kryptonite or something?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, and he let that salt practically well, he it was in his. Does he not consume salt, or does he? I wish this made more sense, but salt is the key, and you did something.
Salt is the key. That's what all the gamers say. You make them salty enough, then they quit.
Do we put like salt in our pockets and then he can't reach us? Do we do a salt trail?
Do we want to like cover ourselves in salt? Be like salted mackerel?
I think that might just make us more delicious to him.
All of this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the humor in it.
All right, well, I mean,
Let's go.
Fuck it. Let's go grab some salt. And I'm going to just be like the fairy godmother of salt and just sprinkle that shit all around.
All right, so Paul, you're just like pouring salt over your head and your hair, on your clothes.
I am Tinkerbell. Instead of glitter flying out of me, it's salt.
And
shiny.
Delroy, you are filling your pockets with salt.
Filling my pockets with salt.
Okay.
Like,
I got pockets of salt too. I'm just making sure that I'm covering all the salty corners.
Okay.
I'll sprinkle some on like shoes, whatever. I've had sand in my shoes before. Whatever.
Okay, so you fill up on salt.
Yeah.
Now what? Covered in salt.
Let's try moving to the door.
Yeah, let's do it.
What else? I can't really do too much else. Oh,
This
well,
is
we
a
can.
terrible idea, isn't it? This can't
He
work.
wants
This
us
works.
to do this. Yeah. This is god awful.
Let's just go.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. And you make your way into the hallway. And you make your way out to the foyer. And in the foyer, you see, middle of the rug, a shoe. You're pretty sure that's Gastona's shoe. Like maybe it fell off her foot. Just sitting there by itself.
I don't like that.
Are we? Can, God,
We take the
fucking damn
shoe?
it! Did you just gonna leave? Like we gotta? Don't we gotta go check? Don't we?
Check the house to see if her other stuff is there.
What if she's still alive? What if he just taking off pieces of her, like while she
You
alive?
don't survive after that. Did you see how big that roast that is?
I mean,
That
that's like a
is
whole thigh
that is a
booty
whole
meat.
shank. It's he did her up good. She's
Oh
gone.
no!
She's
Why you
bled
got
out
to say
already.
it that way? God damn it!
She's already bled out. No matter where you think about where she's gone, she's already bled out. That's a lot of. That's a lot. Even if she's alive, I don't. We could go look for her, but I mean, do you want to see that, or would you rather just?
Hell
No.
no! Absolutely not.
So we can't look for her because I think we've already seen enough, and you've already seen what he can do on the hooks. I don't think she'd want us to see her that way anyway.
Nah, she haunts me. I'm coming to your house and I'm staying there. I'm just telling you right now.
She'll follow you to me, and then she'll make some sort of joke with my apartment, and just it'll be obvious. I mean, it might be actually kind of charming that she'll be there, but
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So I don't think about it too much, Mo.
yeah, the more we think about it, I think the worse it's going to be for us. We already need some freaking therapy. This is just going to get worse if we see a body.
And you make your way towards the front door. And it's eerily quiet in the house.
He said he'll be able to tell when we go. I bet those doors are loud and creaky. Do you have any WD-40?
Actually.
And as you're pausing by the door and thinking about it, you both notice off to the side toward the study and that side that you were looking at earlier, another shoe.
Where it's like he wants us to go look for her.
Yeah.
Fuck, let's go.
Okay.
Curiouser and curiouser. Let's
Yeah, let's do it.
let's find let's go to the study. Jerk.
You start making your way down the hallway towards the study.
Yep.
Can both of you give me a training roll?
4.
6.
Hey. All right. So, Paul, something comes back to you after a minute, and you're like, she did have the one syringe in her bag, which he took with her. That might be helpful. And Delbro, you come to the same conclusion around the same time, which is distracting enough for you to bump into a small table with a vase on it. It falls over the crash.
Oh. Yep. I mean, he said he'd be able to hear us. I don't even care at this point.
And then,
Yeah, fuck.
and then silence again.
Can we see if we see her bag?
You look in the study?
Yeah.
Okay. You do. You see a neatly folded pile of clothes in a bag.
I'm gonna open up the bag.
All her stuff's in there.
I'm gonna just put her stuff in my bag because my bags are freaking huge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna put that in there. and make sure the syringe is safe.
Okay. Paul, do you also enter the study, or are you still in the hallway?
I basically just watch Elliot go in, and I just watch them do their thing, and I'm just watching our backs to see if he shows up.
But are you still in the hallway, or did you walk into?
Yeah,
the study?
I stay in
Okay.
the hallway. I'm just like at the doorway to the study.
Okay.
Is there anything else that pops out?
No.
Okay.
Paul, you hear a door open and shut from upstairs.
Elliot, or Delroy, you hear that?
Yeah. Is that the bad door?
Fuck if I know.
Okay.
And you hear footsteps above you. Not like directly above you, but you know what I mean. And then you hear him pause and go, interesting. And where did you get off to? And you hear the footsteps go further down the hallway upstairs.
I go into the study and I shut the door and I'm like, I think the salt worked. I think it works.
No way. No way.
Apparently he didn't know where we was. Or he didn't know where somebody was. But I think it was us.
Yeah. No, we're untraceable. That's funny, and salt's like his kryptonite. That's so weird. Okay. Well, I have the syringe with the good stuff in it for one of us. Do you want this, or do you want, like, do you...
Let me see it. Give me here.
Hey, and I hand it.
I'm gonna take it.
Mhm.
And push little air bubbles out of it.
Mhm.
And I stab Delroy with it.
Oh. Okay, cool. Thanks. I appreciate it. Now let's get you to the hospital.
If I don't make it, don't let that motherfucker cook me. That's all I got to ask.
Hell no. No, we
Like, desecrate me if you have to, but don't let him cook me.
well, if he were going to be cooked, what kind of meal would he be?
No, that is not a question to ask me when I just said.
Okay. I'd choose a steak.
Good God.
And Paul, you do have a brief moment where you're like, Elroy would probably make a pretty tasty steak. And then you're like, no.
I'm like, lasagna meat? I think I can make a good fucking lasagna, mix me up some cheese. Ugh, what? Why? Why is this in my head?
Get some fresh mozzarella. Okay, no, I just want regular lasagna now. Okay, let's go. I don't want to actually eat you. Let's go.
And you head towards the door.
Yeah.
And you can hear him moving around. You hear him now upstairs. He's walking around. He's looking for you, you think. So I'm going to need instinct rolls. Hold on. Let me think. Do we want instinct or do we want guts? I'll be nice. Let's do guts rolls.
Instinct is nice for me, but sure.
Well, you know what? You can roll instinct and Paul can roll guts, because Paul, you do have a perk that would apply here.
And I have 2 in instinct, so.
Okay.
5 and 6.
Nice.
Okay.
Also, Delroy is kind of thinking, I think Gaston, like, they don't say it out loud, but they're thinking, did Gaston want to be a roast? Like, they're thinking that in their head. They're not saying it out loud, but I can guarantee that they are thinking that.
Amazing.
I got a 5.
Okay. Well, that's a success at a cost. Delroy, you make it to the door. Do you open the door?
Slowly, yes.
It's silent. Well-oiled hinges, swings nicely open. You're able to slip outside.
They leave it open a crack.
Paul, you go to follow Delroy out when you hear from behind you.
I just keep walking like I don't hear nothing.
Just out the door.
I'm just like one of those morning power walkers at the mall.
And you hear the door swing open and bounce off the wall behind you. The crash. And we're going to take a short break. I hope everyone is enjoying the finale of our Chew game. Roast in peace, Gastona, I guess.
He makes a beautiful roast. You see that picture? Like, come on.
It does look delicious. And yeah, we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes or so. So don't go anywhere. We'll finish our game up, and I'll have a chance to chat with our players when we're done, see what they thought about the game. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few. And make sure you check out our sponsors, Elderwood Academy and Die Hard Dice. They have some fantastic stuff. Die Hard has some new dice out for Halloween that are really pretty. I really like them. And yeah, I'll drop the link to Elderwood in just a moment. But yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining us. everyone, we're back. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you've been enjoying the finale of our Chew RPG miniseries. If you are new to this, parts 1 and 2 are over on YouTube. You should go check them out. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to help support us. And stop watching this and go catch up, because it's been an interesting run so far. But no, thank you everyone for tuning in. Chew is a pretty cool game. Currently over on Kickstarter, which you can go back. It has about 7 days left, so I recommend doing that. And I'm excited to tie this game into Halloween. Honestly, it's been a fun little way to approach it. So, without further ado, let's jump right back into the action. Delroy, Paul, you have just exited the front door. Delroy, you made it out the front door, clean as a whistle. Paul, you heard someone clear their throat behind you. Not directly behind you, but on the first floor behind you. As you were walking through the door, and you just kept strolling on through. And it's at that point that you heard the door get thrown open, practically off its hinges with a crash. What do you do?
You know what? Paul's a dumbass. I turn around and look at him and be like, now that seems unnecessary. This your own house. You're just going to fuck it up like that? What's wrong with you?
And he actually looks calm. He just kind of tilts his head to the side. He says, "Oh, I can fix the door."
No, you ate all the help. Now you got to do it yourself.
And he extends his hand toward you. And nothing happens. And for the first time since you've been in his home, his demeanor breaks. He looks concerned. He's like, "What?"
And I can see this on his face?
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, then Paul is just going to just run up on him and just Goldberg spear this man.
Yes.
And
Please.
I will use my approaches for what? Beefcake?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Please, for our viewers at home, explain what a Goldberg spear is.
So I get a good running start and I just go at him like a NFL linebacker, just trying to take him out from the center of his body, just down onto his back and just drive him into the ground.
Fantastic. You are a much bigger man than he is, Mr. Park. You lift him right up into the air and then just spear him straight into the hardwood floor of the house behind him.
And I'm like, get some, hey, Ron.
Go ahead. God damn it. Beautiful. Go ahead and give me that roll. Increase your appetite by 2 for using your approach. And give me that extra die roll in there.
Got it. 6.
Flawless. You hear the wind get knocked out of him. He grunts and goes almost limp. He's stunned, if not knocked out.
I peek over and see that happen. We're like, get the fuck out. Come on.
Yeah, that's what Paul thinks for a second to do. But that's not what Paul actually does.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Paul
What does
takes
Paul
this, puts him in a full-on like chokehold so that he can't breathe. Because I don't want him getting away now.
Oh, you're gonna knock him out.
Yes, that's the idea, is to KO him. I want him to go sleep.
Okay. Wrap your arm around his throat, pulling tight on the windpipe. Go ahead and give me another guts roll.
All right. you know what? I'm going to try to use double down. And what I'm going to do is while he's trying to, like, you know, fight me off a little bit, I'm punch him right in the testicles in the middle of this, just so, like, he loses some wind, and I'm going to roll that extra dice.
It's just like, pop. Okay.
I am not above doing some dirty fighting.
No, Paul would not be. Absolutely not.
Okay, so that makes it a 5.
Okay, a 5.
That's how bad I rolled. I rolled two 1s and a 2.
Okay, so
No, that's all no.
So
yeah,
you have a 5, which is a success at a cost. And he's still struggling after the punch below the belt. And he goes limp.
Delroy, you got some cuffs. Please tell me you got some cuffs.
I rummaged through my bag. I have some rope. Maybe it's kind of weak.
Here, this is what we're gonna do. You take that pile of salt that you got in your hands and you shove it into his mouth. And then you take that rope and you tie that around his mouth so he can't get rid of it.
Delroy, while you're going through your stuff, you notice you've also shoved all of Gastona's things into your bag.
Yeah.
You notice Gastona had cuffs.
Wait, hold on. I got cups. Gastona has them. I'm gonna go put.
Oh, they got the pink fur on them and everything.
Oh, she's styling. She knows it. Okay, so I'm gonna just put the cups on them.
I don't think them cuffs for people. You know what? Never mind.
Don't worry about it.
And
she's probably waiting for Captain Sexy. It's fine.
While you're kind of maneuvering and putting the cuffs on him, Paul, you have to loosen, kind of let Delroy get to his hands, and all of a sudden he clamps his teeth down on your forearm hard.
Oh no.
And
should have assaulted him first.
I already did assault him.
Go home.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Just for that, I'm not even making you take a condition from the attack. You're fine. It hurts. It hurts, and his jaws are locked on your arm, but
I'm just punching him in the back of the head just over and over again.
That actually makes his teeth clamp down harder on your forearm, and he actually rips a chunk of meat off your arm.
And all this salt's on me too. And so now it's getting into the wound. That probably hurts even more.
Yeah. Your arm stings, and he swallows.
Yeah, as soon as my reaction as he tries to swallow is to just straight up give him the Heimlich. I do not want this going down. I'm just like grab his drop down to the belly and just
give him some extra superpowers. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, he's not about to have my meat getting him off.
Okay.
That was wrong phrasing.
Wow. That whole sentence you cannot recover from.
I'm just we're gonna take a moment to let that one just simmer. Good job.
Good job.
And yeah, okay. You give me a guts roll.
Okay. That's a 4.
Okay. I am still cackling over that.
Him off. You had to.
Yeah.
That one was an accident. It really was.
Amazing. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so a 4 is a success at a cost, and you prevent him from swallowing the meat because you make him throw up.
Oh, so now I got throw up on me?
As well, so does Delroy. Yeah. And this man is now a mess. You have...
He's restrained.
And you are able to handcuff him. And
Cool. When he's done like consuming and barfing, I'm still gonna like get like the random. My character sheet doesn't say rope, but I know this character enough to have some weird shit like rope or something on him. So I'm just gonna like tie it real tight.
Okay. So you handcuff his hands, you tie him up with rope, and he's just sitting there in the middle of the floor. Half conscious, covered in his own vomit.
And I'm like, Delroy,
Huh?
can you give me some of that salt?
I take some of the salt from my pockets. I still have I have deep
And then I
pockets,
grab
so
it.
you got salt.
I take a little bit in my hand and I go,
And just sprinkle it.
All right, Salt Bay.
Fantastic. And when the salt hits him, he shudders. He's like, ugh. But he seems defeated. He seems like, mentally, like his will is he's just like, he's very confident before, and now not so much.
and I look at my arm, I'm like, this motherfucker. And I rip part of his shirt and I wrap it around my arm. Like, you ain't gonna need that anyway. God damn it.
What do you do? What do you do now?
Because you need to go to the hospital. I'm fine, but we need to.
I ain't gonna get out of here no faster than our people's gonna take us.
All right, so like.
Hey, Ron, you ready to have a chitter chatter? Cause you ain't going nowhere.
He can't speak. He's gagged.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you gagged him.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of getting annoyed from him talking, but I mean, you want to ungag me to ungag him?
I mean, sure, why not? We ain't got nowhere else to be, and I sure as shit don't want to go back in the kitchen.
So we're gonna be in a room of puke.
Yeah, it doesn't smell great.
Fine, I go upstairs, grab a towel.
You have a nice wet one.
Not the one that was in the toilet. I'm not grabbing that one.
Okay.
I wash off my wound while I'm there.
Okay. Put it under a cold
Come
tap.
back down.
When he's doing that, I send a text, any closer? And I just put it back in.
Wipe down the vomit. And I'm like, why am I cleaning up this man's house? He had me eating people.
You get a reply text of ETA 10 minutes.
All
I reply back.
Okay.
But cuffed and gagged him. So he's all yours for the taking. He's been cooking up people. It's including Gastona, unfortunately. I come clean with that. But we seem to be okay for now. Might ring us for some therapy though.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a heart and send it off.
Now, mind you, I just want to let everybody know that this whole time Paul does have a burner phone. He just hasn't used this shit.
Silvery only used it really since like Gastano was gone. It's like, all right, this is serious business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, pull down the gag.
Mm-hmm.
I still got some salt in my hands. I'm like, you test me, I'm gonna stick this shit so far up your ear that you'll be hearing the sea forever. Where's Gastona?
I told you.
What's left of her?
Upstairs.
Is she dead?
Yes. Of course. I'm not a monster. I wouldn't carve someone up while they're still alive.
I highly doubt that, but okay.
I mean, where people draw their moral lines is all kinds of fucked up these days.
Actually, speaking of moral lines, if you were to cook us, what would you make us?
What is wrong with you?
Look, I'm just curious what he would have done.
Yeah. Short notice or time for prep?
Time for prep. Time for prep. You have all the
right,
time in
Batman.
the world. All the time in the world.
He looks at Paul. He says, probably a steak. You've got good meat on you. Not too much fat. Looks at you, Delroy, and is like ground. Could be served as a few different things I could do. Probably like a nice patty, burger.
I think I'm pretty juicy. Yeah. Good burger.
Welcome to Good Burger.
Home of the good burger. Can I take your order? Fresh special of the day is the Delroy. It's cheesy.
So I'm trying to understand. Like, we shut down your business, which was chicken, which you're not supposed to have. It's not like we did something that you didn't expect. Like, eventually the law gonna catch up with all of us if we start eating chickens and such. But then you decided to feed us people. That's a huge fucking jump. Like, that was some escalation, like, all the way up. You didn't want to turn that shit up to like a 3. You turned that shit up to like a 19.
We simply do what we're inspired to do.
How long you been eating people for?
Oh, ever since we just, discovered that food provided certain advantages. It seemed reasonable to see what our own flesh provided.
You know what's fucked up is that I get that, but I really don't like it.
For once, Delroy, shut the fuck up. Just like thinking.
So,
for once,
with the front door kind of hanging on its hinges, and you standing around chatting, you do hear the sound of a helicopter in the distance getting closer. And the investigation in 2 requires a few steps, and we're going to see if we can solve this investigation here for you. Now, you've determined what his motive was.
Yep.
There are 2 other details. His vulnerability, which you discovered part of, and his defenses. Now, if you can determine what his defenses are, you'll have... Now, because you discovered one of them, you are able to crack the case. And cracking the case works like any other roll. You're going to roll a d6 or a number of d6s, depending on how many details you've determined, and see if your plan of action for solving the case comes to fruition or if there are complications. So, his motive was you ruined his business, illegal as it was. Yep. His vulnerabilities, you discovered he was vulnerable to salt. It kind of blocked his power.
Mm-hmm.
What were his defenses?
Do you mean defenses in like what sense? Like what he was able to do? Because what he was able to do was use like telekinesis and just like throw us back each time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he had developed telekinesis from the food he was eating. That's correct.
Yeah.
He had another defense and another vulnerability. If you can guess them, I'll give you a bonus die. Right now you can roll 3 dice to crack the case. I'll give you a 4th if you can guess them.
So he had another vulnerability.
Mm-hmm. And he had another power.
My guess on powers
Mhm.
is based on the way he was talking, that he must have had at least a little telepathy.
Yep, correct. A little bit of precognition, specifically.
Okay, yeah. I was
Not-
like,
He was able to remain calm.
Mm-hmm.
it's like he knew shit was coming, like that we did.
Exactly. Yep.
Not necessarily everything, but
Wait, yeah, we should have figured.
Stuff.
Actually, we should have figured that out because he straight up like things we did completely. The taser.
yeah.
Yep.
The taser.
Yep.
But like I was confused because he didn't fall for the, like he fell over the tripwire.
Mm-hmm. He did. Some things he was able to see and some he wasn't. It wasn't perfect. What about another vulnerability?
I mean, he's not good when like he's not alone. Like when he's alone
Mm-hmm.
and he's acting on us, he's pretty good. But when he's teamed up on, he's fucked. That's the only vulnerability really. Like I can. It's the
Nope.
only thing I'm grasping, but no.
Go ahead. I'll give you both a chance to guess, and then I'll tell you what it is.
I'm wondering if it was just like him being a wee bit short-tempered / easy to frazzle. I don't know if that's it, but like,
Yep.
that's sort of what it felt like.
When he's angry, he loses his precognition. And you had frustrated him, which is why he couldn't see the tripwire. You had actually frustrated him before he went to get.
That's brilliant. Okay, that makes
Good
sense.
guess. Good guess. Okay, so
Damn.
you get 4 dice now. Cracking the case. When you've identified at least one detail, you may choose to end your investigation phase and crack the case. Take up 1d6 for each detail you've identified, 4 in this case. Present your theory and your plan for solving the case in broad strokes, and then roll. And we'll see how it comes out. So, how are you trying to solve the case? How are you trying to resolve this? What do you want to happen to resolve this case?
I mean, I want him fucking locked up and gone so he doesn't eat more people. That'd be great. That's what Delroy would like. This is like have this guy's mansion get bulldozed to the ground and be locked up. That's
Okay.
That's what they want.
So have the cavalry come in, take him away, lock him up, fair trial, locked away for the rest of his life, destroy the mansion, build like a soup kitchen on it or something.
Yeah.
Anything to add, Paul?
I would just add that
He's only he's a vegetarian now. He cannot eat meat.
Okay.
everything's heavily salted.
They only feed him McDonald's French fries for the rest of his life.
Oh no. You won't last very long that way.
Heart attack.
No, Paul would want whatever funds from this residence being sold and or destroyed to go to the families of those who've been slain. That's
Okay.
the only thing Paul would add to that.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
But this
Perfect.
guy has to go. He has to go to prison forever.
Okay.
Forever and only be a vegan or a vegetarian.
Perfect. Okay. So why don't you give me that roll? 4d6.
Do it, Delroy.
What'd you get?
3 2s and a 3.
Wow.
With poor results, you've
If it makes
fallen.
you feel any better, I just rolled 4 just to see what I got.
Mm.
I got 2 1s, a 2, and a 3. So
Amazing. You've fallen into a trap or neglected an important clue. You're starting from a desperate position. You have to save your own bacon to crack this case. So as the helicopter grows closer, the blades, suddenly something feels wrong. Something's not right. You're not sure what it is. Maybe it's the fact that Aaron's gone quiet. He's sitting there, and some of his cocky demeanors come back. And that's when it hits you. Too much has happened here for this to be the work of one person. And you hear the of an incendiary device go off. A streak of light head towards the helicopter.
Because of course.
Helicopter was crashing into the yard, skidding across the driveway. Flames. Aaron starts to laugh. What do? He's still tied up. You can still.
I just book it.
I was just to say, Paul's just running now because
No, fuck
I don't
this,
have
or-
another good way to get out of here. So
Okay.
you know what?
I-
This just out the door to
You-
the gates.
Okay, you two take off. Take off running. And you make it to the gates. The fire of the helicopter burning behind you. And when you get to the gates, they just swing open. Motion sensor on the inside, just opening them automatically. And you're able to get away. Paul, give me a guts roll.
Oh no. 6.
You make it to the hospital. And they tell you that you made it just in time. And they're able to save you from the bird flu. Delroy, you're fine. He wasn't lying. The syringes had the cure, the antibodies.
I'm so glad because otherwise that would have been Paul. Maybe he killed Delroy.
That was a risk you took.
It was.
And
Oh, yeah.
that is the end of our 2 RPG miniseries. Home is where the heart is. And the liver. And a bit of spleen in the hull. Before we conclude and everything else, first off, I want to thank Elliot and Prince for joining me on this game, and Bree, although she could not make it for the finale. Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure running this game for you. You've both been a delight. All 3 of you have been a delight. So thank you for joining me for this.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed the game. Not just the game itself, but also the story I told with you.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Cannibalism's
That was a lot
always
of
fun.
I mean, if you can't make jokes about like what you think you would be if you were Ian,
Exactly.
and then ask the killer, what would you cook us as? Are you really playing a game with cannibalism in it?
Let's follow this up real quick. And Elliot, what would you want to be if you were made into a meal?
Okay, if I was being made into a meal, I'd say ribeye tacos.
Ooh, nice, good choice. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Prince.
Carne asada.
Ooh, also good.
Beautiful. I honestly would want to be made into like shepherd's pie, like just ground beef, good,
Oh, that
like
is so
hearty,
on
like
point,
shepherd's
yeah.
pie, meatloaf, haggis, whatever. Like that's a good savory ground beef dish. Yeah, ground meat dish, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So what did you think of Chew? What did you think of the game?
That was really neat and interesting on and how the power type things works,
Mhm.
how you can use them, especially when you had each and every different person choosing it how they want to play at it. Because
Yeah.
what the audience doesn't know is there is a list of at least 6 or 7 attributes you can pick for your perks.
Yep. It's like
And
8.
you could. There's 8.
Yeah, there's 8 perks, and then I think there's like 5 or 6 quirks that you can pick, and your quirks
Yep.
are even weirder.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of things you could actually pick from. So the way that the player decides on how they want to use it is actually really cool, and I think that's what makes it interesting, because I was talking to my D&D group about the premise, and they were just like kind of giggling and stuff, like, oh, that's funny, you know, chickens outlawed, and you know, stuff like that. It's like, which is a really cool and interesting thing. It's just like, well, that's how the bird flu wins. That's clever. I love that. So playing off of that as like kind of like the guiding is really good. It's really funny. And then, you know, just how each player chooses what perks and quirks that they have. I think that's what really makes the game interesting outside of whatever the GM decides to pick for how they want to put the story over.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's a relatively easy system to understand. Like,
I love D6 systems so
same.
much.
It doesn't seem that complicated. Like, you know, once you explained the rules to us on that first game, I was like, okay, I can follow this pretty much.
Yeah.
Going from here. And I think there's a lot of stuff that like in a longer story that would come out to be really cool, like the cork board.
Yep.
Some of the downtime activities. I think that would be some really interesting stuff there. I look forward to diving more into this once it's in my hands and out and about for sure.
Yeah, me too. I think we didn't use some of the mechanics, which I explained in the first session. The cork board is very much your investigator's board. You're trying to piece clues together and all that stuff. And then you also have on the clock and downtime activities. We explained earlier that because of the nature of how I was running this one shot and to make it more horror focused, we weren't using some of those mechanics just to simplify it and streamline for the game. But they really help you like recover your appetite and remove your conditions and gain extra XP for spent and things like that. And it adds a lot of more personal background narrative to the game, which I think is cool as well.
Yeah, I think there's some cool stuff that like can happen with like the troubles over a longer period of time.
Yep.
To let those get more defined and fleshed out. I think those could be really friggin' cool. So like I said, I want to get my hands on this because I think this will be a whole lot of fun. And I'm a fan of the comic book, so that also like had me in once I saw it. You totally should.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's a good one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just like, well, I'll play the miniseries, and you know, if I dig that, then I'm probably gonna dig a thing. And also, I just like supporting my friends. Like, I don't know Pete, but he seems really cool.
Yep.
I know Mitch. I love and adore Mitch. So the fact that that he helped write this along with other people, he's just so ridiculous, and this is just beautiful. This is literally just good energy and beautiful chaos.
It really
and I
is,
love that. Like, I'm biased because, of course, that's my friend, but also it's fun to play.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good.
It is. So, for our viewers, Chew uses the Forge in the Dark system, which is, you know, it's a D6 based system. You really only roll, you have like 4 stats, and you're going to roll those and roll a handful of D6s, and the highest die is what matters. For anyone who's interested in checking out the comic Chew by John Layman, you can actually enter to win the 12-volume set of it over on Imagining Games website right now, which I just dropped a link to in chat. So go check that out. It's got 5 days left to enter. Check out the Kickstarter, which there is also a link to in the chat. And in general, go support Imagining Games. They make some really cool stuff. Like Elliot mentioned, our friend Mitch, who you may have seen on Gehenna Gaming streams before in our Dark Ages game, playing a delightfully devilish Zanisi.
I love him.
As well as running some other games with us and playing in a bunch of the games we've done. So
Necrobiotic.
Yes, Necrobiotic and something else that I'm blanking on right now.
There's a lot.
There is. So yeah, make sure you check out all that stuff. In terms of Chew in general, I felt it's very easy to run as the game master. I didn't have to roll a die at all. I just had to keep track of the story and the hooks, and it gives you a lot of good resources for that. If we had the corkboard and things, I would be managing that as we were going, which
Sure, yeah.
running the game and producing was one of the reasons I cut the corkboard as well, just so less mechanical pieces for me to keep track of as we're going. But yeah, make sure you check out Chew over on Kickstarter. I'm sure you'll be able to pre-order it once the Kickstarter ends, because it has been very successful. They've had a ton of their stretch goals. And make sure you check out Imagining Games' other stuff, like Dream Chaser and Rest in Pieces. And make sure you check out Mitch's other work as well, like Necrobiotic, over at their... What is their company?
Mitch's hold on Mitch's chat. Mitch runs Penny for a Tale.
Penny for a Tale, thank you. Thank you.
So I believe that will still run under Penny for a Tale. He switches. The only reason why this is so confusing, I don't fault Ian for this, is that Mitch changed his Twitter to something more personal, and has separate things for Penny and Weave.
Yep.
So that's why things are a little confusing.
Yep. I just dropped the Penny for a Tale website. So Penny for a Tale is a great company who does a bunch of cool stuff, and they're releasing the Necrobiotic game, which is a very cool, like...
You play with cards, like a deck of cards. You can even play with tarot cards.
Yep. It's like a Steam death game. It's not really punk. It's Steam death.
No, it's like a post-apocalyptic...
Yep.
Like post-steampunk type of world where dead people don't really die. They come to life and, are beyond death in a way.
Exactly.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So yeah, make sure you check out all of them, support all of them. And then last but not least, make sure you check out and support my wonderful players. I will sign off for Bree, who could not make it for this session. As mentioned, Bree is a graphic designer who does a bunch of work for companies like Roll20 and etc. And you can follow her at Nerdette Designs on Twitter, which there's a link to in chat, and there will be a link to in the YouTube video description. Elliot, what about you?
I got nothing going on for a bit, I don't think. I'm Elliot. I have been playing Delroy. You can find me on Twitch at ChaosThem, and you can find me on Twitter at ChaosThem. If you want to, see my musings and possibly see a picture of Waluigi in a crop top that went mildly viral, it's on Chaos Elliot at Twitter. I don't really have any other games coming up for now, but I will be at PAX Unplugged. I'm so excited. Everything's booked, everything's good. I'm thinking about all the cool creators I want to meet, and I'm just like mildly like freaking out, like, oh my god, I'm gonna meet them for the first time. This is so freaking cool. Like I'm so excited. I'm excited to meet these two, and like just I can't wait. So yeah, if I plan on trying to stream again at least once a week back on ChaosThem, so go follow me there. And hopefully we'll play some Back for Blood or some other ideas I have rolling around in the head.
Wonderful. And how about you, Prince?
Everybody, I'm Prince, aka Doubles of Dice. This is Morden. He's Morden the cat.
What does he have going on?
Yeah, what does Morden have going on?
Basically interrupting all my streams. I have a lot going on, so I'll try to go through this fast. Tomorrow night, I believe at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on my channel. Me and my wife are co-DMing a game. This is the first time we've ever done this. It's going to be a horror-themed one-shot for D&D. We have an excellent group of players. Kelly the Opera Geek, friend over on Rolling 20s, castmate, Fairbear, Sinziek, bunch of awesome people is going to be over there. D&D Jordan Lee. So it's going to be a great game.
Cast.
I'm looking forward to y'all watching that, because it's going to be either horror or disaster, one of the two. And based on the players, probably a disaster. Saturday, I'm back with our mid-season return for Vampire the Masquerade, Philly by Night at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Rolling These 20s. Amazing. I'll also be on Vampire the Masquerade Delve into Darkness over on Vancouver by Night at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So you'll be back-to-back Vampire with me. And then next weekend, there'll be charity streams over on D&D Jordan Lee's channel. I'll be on the channel on Friday, and I'll be on the channel on Sunday. I'll be running Vampire the Masquerade. I'll be playing in D&D. Do check out D&D Jordan Lee's channel. She's raising money for Color of Change. It is an excellent charity, and she's trying to get to $10,000 over the year, and is closing in on that. So if y'all can help out, it'd be super dope. Last thing I have, Friday the 12th, I will be running Vampire the Masquerade for Roll20Con. I'll be playing along with Critical Bart, Latia Jaquise, Alicia Marie, Michael Kritz, all of my, I think that's all my cast. Yeah. And I'll be running an excellent one shot where we're going to find out if if Golconda is really a thing that can be achieved.
I love that.
Oh.
I love that so much.
Oh.
I figured I'd make it high stakes since it was Roll20Con.
Okay, then. Okay.
I love it.
All right.
So keep an eye out. There's more stuff coming. I'll be at PAX. Yeah. I'm on panels at PAX. It's lots of stuff.
You're on panels and running games.
I think I saw some of the teasers of those, and I'm so ready.
Wow. My upcoming is a little less busy because I'm actually taking some vacations. But thank you everyone who's been tuning in. This is Gehenna Gaming. We run horror TTRPGs and tell dark stories together. Coming up this Saturday, Nick, Ellie, and I are going to sit down and we are going to run through a March Madness style bracket of horror movie killers, and we are going to determine who the ultimate killer is. We will weigh various criteria, argue about it because we haven't set any hard rules for this, and figure out which killer comes out on top. So stay tuned for that. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Gehenna Gaming, and we will be raising money for... Yeah.
Sky.
Oh, trust me, he's in the roster. And we will be raising money for Extra Life.
I don't know. Is this guy in the roster?
No, they never add him to the roster. God damn it,
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Do. That's a joke.
No, because Waluigi isn't a villain, he's an anti-hero.
He is. That's why he doesn't have his own game.
He should. He should have his own game though. So yeah, tune in for that. We will be raising money for Extra Life through that. So check that out. And then next week, we have obviously coming back strong on Monday, our Gehenna Academy Monsterhearts 2 game, or should I say Mantra Academy now, apparently. There's some cult shit that I totally don't know anything about happening there. And hold on, Tuesday will be the finale of ATL by Night, which we'll be hosting, and I am one of the cast members of, so make sure you check that out. We ended the last episode all getting hit by an 18-wheeler and getting splattered across the pavement. So we're gonna see how that shapes out for our coterie.
Flesh shapes out.
And Wednesday I will be back with Alan Wake Remastered for our second episode of that Let's Play. And then next Saturday, Nick will be running a one-shot that we have not announced yet, so stay tuned for that. And then I will be off and on for the next few weeks myself because I'm taking some vacations and taking some time because I am finishing prep for PAX Unplugged, which is the last thing I want to promote real quick. Gehenna Gaming will be at PAX Unplugged. We have a huge presence. We have a ton of GMs coming with us. We're going to be running Vampire the Masquerade, which you can jump into a session of with Prince if you want to, as well as Nick, Wes, April from Sladies, and a whole bunch of our other friends. Bully from Table Goth will be there as well. I'm trying to think of everyone who's going to be there running games. You can also find us running Alien, horror D&D one-shots, Call of Cthulhu, Kids on Things, which is what I'm calling it, because we're going to be running Kids on Bikes, Kids on Brooms, and Teens in Space, whatever you want to play. Delta Green, and I think that's it. I think that's everything.
That sounds right. Sounds right.
So that's and also I believe we have another game that we are adding to that lineup that I will not be announcing yet, but stay tuned for that. It's going to be an early look at an unreleased TTRPG, so keep your eyes out. Not Chew. We will also be hosting a meetup with some of your favorite streamers. So on Friday of PAX, which is December 10th, at 8 p.m. in the room that we run games in, you'll be able to come hang out with some of your favorite streamer GMs, like myself, Bully from Table Goth, April from Sladies, Wes from Carrion Comfort Studios, Prince, and Drew from, or Lonrem from Occultist Anonymous, Stephanie from Charm Person Games. There's a lot of them. I can't remember everyone. And a whole bunch, crew of folks, many of whom you've already seen on our channel. And then on Sunday, after the con ends, you can find us all over at the Independence Beer Gardens, where we're going to be hanging out, having a few beers, and just chatting with folks and talking about the con. We're going to be very busy. We also have a booth on the Expo Hall, which is where I will spend most of the con. So if you want to come by and buy some of the books that I've written on, like The Red Opera, or some of our awesome t-shirts or stickers or other merch, or some other books from some publishers that you might be a big fan of that we will be selling, stop by. But that is December 10th, 11th, and 12th in Philadelphia. And I'm very excited to go back. This will be my second PAX Unplugged, my 10th PAX itself, and the 8th or 9th time I've been to Philadelphia, because I really love that city. It's a really fun place to be, as Prince can tell you.
I agree.
So as we sign off one more time, Elliot, Prince, Bree, thank you all for playing this game for me. Make sure you follow these lovely people on Twitter, where you can find them. Their Twitter handles are beneath their names on our overlay. And this has been Chew, the RPG by Imagining Games. It's wonderful. I had a really fun time running it. As they have said multiple times, they had a fun time playing it.
I love playing with absolutely everybody. I'm just gonna put that out there too. I've said it, saying my praises on Twitter, but seriously, if I could play a game with Bree and Prince again, I'm gonna miss playing with you,
Elliot. It was so much fun.
Oh my god, yes.
And it has been a pleasure running. I think this is the first game I've run for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What did I run for you
me,
before?
yeah.
10 Candles?
Yeah.
10 Candles? Was that the first one? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, so
you've had some experiences. You got 10 Candles and then this. Woo!
10 Candles is one of my favorite games to run.
I love 10 Candles.
Me too.
But it's always a pleasure to run games for everyone. This was the first time I got to run a game for Bree as well, so that was exciting. And I am obviously going to invite you both back, all three of you back, for more games in the future. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you've gone and checked out the Kickstarter, backed it if it's up your alley, and shared it with your friends. And we will be bringing some more very cool games to you in the near future. So stick around. Have a good night.
Bye.